All right, so let's talk about 1 point perspective. I picked this image because it has a pretty clear vanishing point and horizon line. So I took this photo at a restaurant sitting at a table here. And you can see from the building that we have some strong diagonals following the line of the building. This one is a little bit obscured by table, but that's okay because we can actually still determine the vanishing point using the lines that we can see. So the way that I'm going to do this, I'm going to grab my line tool and I'm just going to take it and follow the edge of a visible beam. So here, this line is an angle, but I want to continue that line until I'm sort of beyond the edge of the building and sort of into the space. And I'm going to do that again over here because the vanishing point is actually going to be an intersection of these lines, right? So, oh, you look at that. So I literally could drop a pin right here and draw all of the angles of this building using this pin as a reference point. But let's just verify that. So now we know this is the vanishing point. Let's make sure that goes and aligns with all the other lines that we're seeing here. So I can follow this line here, the edge of the roof, and extend that downward. Well, you look at that. I can do this line here with the floor. Oh, will you look at that? I can do this line here for the edge of the fence. Oh, surprise, surprise. Okay, so you get it. What this means, though, is also you can use this to find lines that you cannot see. So we know there's a line back here at the edge of the fence, but if there's any little spot that we can make out, we can actually infer the entire angle of the bottom of the fence, even though we can't see it. Same here. So I see that there's a little bit of brick right here, just a little bit of edge, a little bit of brick, but I can't really make out, the full edge of this wall. But I can see something that is right here. So I can actually, now I can use the fact that I know this vanishing point and the little bit that I can see to actually draw the line that I cannot see. So when you're figuring out how the structure of space is, this can be really helpful. And it also helps you see where the bottom of these columns should be, right? They're all touching the ground, but now you know where the bottom edge is, okay? Something that students also struggle with is windows. The lines of the windows are also, so again, each window follows that horizon line, right? And they're all on the same line together, right? All those little window edges. So something that students struggle with is they sometimes, so even when I draw a line that's short, that doesn't go all the way, we all know where it's headed. We've seen it, we know. So make sure that when you include things like windows or patterns or textures that are linear, that sometimes those linear elements are also going to the vanishing point. Even something that's completely on the ceiling, right? Like I have these lamps, right? The lamps are in a row. That row is heading towards that vanishing point. These fans, they're heading towards that vanishing point. Now, the next step here is looking at what a horizon line is. So we know from the content page that the horizon line is where your eye level is out, and it is always a point on, the vanishing point is always a point on the horizon line. So we know that the horizon line goes to this point right here. We figured that out pretty definitively. And I'm going to lower this down. So this, going through that point right there, this green line is your horizon line. And this is really interesting to see because you can actually see the relationship of my eye level in relationship to the other people sitting at the restaurant. So my eye level is a little higher than this person here and this person here. And you can see that both of these people are slouching in their chairs and leaning back, whereas I'm sitting a little bit more upright. You can also see that my eye level is a little bit lower than this gentleman because he's a little taller than me. And so you can actually see that, like, how this corresponds to me. If someone else was sitting in this chair and taking this photo who was taller, the image might actually be different with a subtly slightly different horizon line and vanishing point. So always think about the photographer when you and where you are standing. when you take your photo and figuring out these reference points for your drawing. All right, that's 1 point perspective and how to find it on an image. Thank you so much.